have him introduce himself and tell us about it. Again, introduce yourself.
Everyone needs a network. I'm Dr. Mike Andriano.
And Mr. Andriano, or doctor. I don't mean to.
My patients call me Dr. Mike. So
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed that on your website that you always refer yourself to as Dr. Mike on the website. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from the East Coast.
Where's the East Coast? Where on the East Coast? I know where the East Coast.
Upstate New York. High school years was in New Hampshire, and then we left New Hampshire when I got into college. So I moved around quite a bit and settled in Chicago after going to chiropractic college in Lombard.
Oh, what's the college in Lombard? What's there?
It used to be National College of Chiropractic.
Oh.
Now it's National University of Healthcare, I believe.
Oh, and that you said 25 years ago?
I graduated 25 years ago. I started in 1990.
You have a family, don't you?
I do. I
Tell us
have
about
a
your
wife and 5 children. My oldest is 16. My youngest is 4.5.
My brother always said, he had 5 kids too, and he always said, we wanted to have more. We have all the stuff. We might as well have more. But I think kids are great. So that's the only thing. I think that's my biggest regret in not having more kids. I'd like to have kids. So.
Everyone says after the 3rd it gets easier, but I keep telling my wife it's easy for me. You're at home all day.
That's true. God bless wives, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you moved here to Chicago. Is that where you met your wife?
I met my wife here in Chicago. She was actually a friend of a patient, and we got set up on a blind date.
Is that right?
And the rest is history, yes.
I know, as I mentioned, we were talking a little bit before the show that when kids go away to school, right, they don't come back. You didn't go back. You came here and you never went back. So.
That's right.
So that's why I fear that my kid's going to go away and never come back.
I left and my parents moved, so I had no place to go back to.
Okay, and so did you start with your own practice, or how did you begin in the work that you're doing now?
The first year I got out of school, I worked for another guy for about a year. I went down to Florida for another year because I was looking for that warm weather. Ended up not liking Florida the way I thought I would, so I came back, and wasn't too long. I started my own office. I had a partner for about a year and a half, and he ended up moving away, and I continued.
So you've had your own practice for some time. Is it? And you're in the west. Oh, where is your practice?
We're up on the Park Ridge, Rosemont area, just a little east of O'Hare Airport.
Right up the block here, because we record here in Elk Grove Village.
Yeah,
so
we're real convenient, right off the expressway, Cumberland and Higgins Road. Very easy to get to in the First Midwest Bank building. I've been there since I got married, 2002.
Oh, my office is downtown, as you know,
yep.
and I live up north in Lake County. Most people who run their own business, they live really close to their practice, but I don't, and you don't. So, talk a little bit about that, about the traveling and how does it affect.
Yeah, the first few offices I worked out of, I did live real close and enjoy that because the one I really was at for a while, I actually lived above it in the city. And it was right before I got married. And one night we had some gang activity in front of the office, and I actually witnessed a shooting. So my wife said, "We're not living here." So the closest place I found was up by Park Ridge, and real convenient location. We got up there, and I love that office. We attract people from all over the Chicagoland area, so it's convenient for the western suburbs, the Chicago and northern suburbs.
That's key. Got to be convenient, right?
Yeah.
People, and that's one reason why I'm downtown, to be convenient for
Absolutely.
people, so people can come out and see it. Up north is. You kind of limit,
It does.
And again, right here in Park Ridge, as you mentioned, all the highways, which is why Rosemont is so successcul.
Absolutely, we got 294 right there, 90. The blue line stops actually right at my office.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's easy to get to.
I like the blue line. Okay, tell me. So, again, your practice is you started as a chiropractor, but you do more than that now, don't you?
Yeah, I am a chiropractor. I was trained as a chiropractor, but as I started working as a chiropractor and seeing the traditional chiropractic patients, I started getting a little, not bored, but seeing the same thing over and over, and started trying to figure out new ways to help my patients, and got into a little nutrition, saw that it made a big difference in what I was doing, and over the years, I just got more and more into the nutrition side of things and gave up most of the actual hands-on chiropractic adjusting part of it. Chiropractic, the idea of chiropractic is working with the nervous system to optimize communication between the brain and the body and the body and the brain. And when I would work with someone, you're looking for interference in that communication. So we're looking for what's called a subluxation, a bone out of place in the spine. And someone would come in with...
Say that again. Use that word, because I never heard that word. Say that again.
Subluxation.
Subluxation.
So that's a old chiropractic word. Some chiropractors still use it that are a little more philosophy orientated in the chiropractic world, and then some of the doctors don't. They'll use some other terms for the same idea, but subluxation is a real chiropractic term. And so a chiropractor generally is looking at the spine, looking for one of these bones that's moved out of place. It's a subluxation, interfering with the nervous system. And when people would come in with whatever problem it is, if it's headaches or back pain or digestive issues, sometimes you would look for that subluxation and correct it by hand, move the bone back into place. It frees up the nervous system to optimize that communication, and people start to respond to it. But what would really kind of annoy me is I'd reset that bone, I'd have the spine all lined up, they'd walk out of my office and come back a few days later, and that same bone was back out of place, and that drove me crazy, so I was looking for answers. And each segment of the spine, it's almost like a circuit break in your house. So one segment would be a circuit for your liver, and another segment for your stomach, and another segment for your kidneys. And
I'm going to interrupt you because I don't think people understand. I certainly didn't understand that if I had a liver problem or if I had digestive issues, that a chiropractor could help me. I know when I had a back issue, I went to see a chiropractor. That makes sense. I thought, well, you're having a back problem, that a chiropractor can help you. But I never heard about these other issues. But it makes total sense.
Yeah, chiropractic 110 years ago when it first started, this idea of the nervous system was what it was founded on. So,
well, what we're going to do, and I don't want to interrupt you, but we're going to run out of time. And the next segment, we're going to talk to the Dr. Mike about people he's helped. So remember now, this show is sponsored by Open Tax Resolution, and if you're having problems with tax issues, just give us a call at 312-664-6649. Now remember, this is AM 560 The Answer. Listen to our sponsors and come on back on the other side.